Hey guys, what's going on? Well, I'm just playing Legos freaking Minifigures online, and I'm actually pretty kind of hooked on this game. So yeah, you heard me laugh, you hear my tonality. I'm a little bit surprised, you know? I mean, you guys are probably surprised too. It's like, isn't this a game for kids? Yeah, for sure, I'm definitely a big kid, but it's actually really good. So if you are a parent or an older sibling and you want to play with someone younger, this is totally the game, and I'd imagine it's very similar to how Skylanders is, or how a lot of those other games are. They're actually very good for adults as well. Kind of like Pixar movies, you know, like there's deeper themes to understand that maybe a child won't understand yet, but they still can enjoy the movie because it's very spectacular and there's all this stuff going on, and it's still a very interesting and fantastic world, all the way from How to Train Your Dragon or something like that. I know that's not Pixar, but whatever. To Up and Wall-E. Okay, so yeah, it's just like movies, right? So there's games like this, Legos, Minifigures Online. It's very much like that. You know, there's a lot of different things, and because it is a game, I'm going to talk about the mechanical side, because there's a lot of different mechanics that adults are going to take advantage over, and that a child might not get at first. You know, like for instance, there's kiting and there's different comboing abilities, and I'm sure a kid will eventually catch on to that, but so far, the difficulty ramps up so fast in this game that literally, if somebody didn't come and help me, I would have just been done. I would have lost the game. I would have GG'd. So actually, you see an occurrence here in this. This is the first dungeon that you go into. It's directly after a lava section. So you have to go into like this ghost cavern. It's actually really cool. Everything looks really pretty, and I think that's what's really going to catch on kids. You know, they're going to come into this game. They're like, oh, it's Legos. It's so cool. All these different abilities. Wow. And they can play with their friends, and they can have fun. And it's really cool, and the adults can come in and play with their friends and have fun too, because it is a free-to-play game, and yes, there does cost money if you want to be a member, so it's kind of like RuneScape, but I really love what they're doing with the game, and I'll explain a little bit more on that. But first, let's just talk about the child and adult relationship. So yes, there are kids in this game, so you can't pick your name. Like, you can't make your name. Like, I would almost always have Skylent or Skylent Shore, but I had to go with Stoic this time. It was just a preset name, so I had to go with it. And this is very similar to a lot of other games like Pirates 101 and stuff like that. Yes, I play those games too, so I play a lot of games. I mean, it's my job. It's my job to literally play every game. So that's what I do, and I'm playing this game. I really wanted to actually review this game. I didn't get to review this game because somebody else on Free MMO Station got it first. So hopefully I am able to do it for Attack Gaming, and that'd be great. That'd be fantastic, because I just want to get my voice out there on this game. Like, I like it. I like this game a lot. It's really cool. But so we're just sitting here, I'm doing a gameplay commentary on the first dungeon, and it was really difficult. As you can see, there's a couple of situations that it's a little bit action-packed. Like, there's lots of mobs, and it's really cool because it's in the open world sections other than dungeons, and even in dungeons, you can travel around, and there are these little pockets of mobs, and if you aggro too many people, like in any MMO, you're gonna get swamped and killed, which is really awesome. There's a bunch of games that I've been playing lately that have just been so AFK worthy that you could just go through anything. You could aggro as many people as you want, and you could just one combo them all down, or just something. It's just something that makes it so unbelievably easy. It is just not even a game anymore. This game is different, and I'm really surprised at how difficult it is, and I really hope they keep that difficulty. I know in 2 reviews that I watched, the difficulty was shamed on. It's like, wow, this game is difficult. It's meant for kids. No, a game is a game. You can't... Okay, we know it's Legos, and we know it is meant for kids. But the truth is that it's a video game that's meant for kids and adults. This is a fact. It's meant for both. It's meant for a wide audience like that. They're just coming at it from 2 different angles. Okay? That's the fact. It's not just meant for little kids, 4-year-olds, 8-year-olds. It's meant for everyone that might be interested. And a lot of adults are actually probably going to get into this game because it is Legos, and that is just something that we grow up with. That's what everyone is growing up with. Legos is like an eternal thing. It's like Pokemon. Come on. How many adult friends play Pokemon? Yeah, a lot. I know. A lot of you play Pokemon. So, it's just a thing, okay? It's supposed to be difficult. Hopefully, through the beta stages, they fine-tune it a little bit, because there is a little bit of an issue of pay to win, because if you lose all your minifigures, if they die, you do have to pay diamonds to get them resurrected, but all you have to do is wait 5 minutes. And that's another thing. If you wait those 5 minutes, and as you see in this gameplay, I actually have characters that die. Luckily, I also unlock characters at the same time as them dying, so I'm able to fill in those spots. What this promotes is, for children, if they die, if they, completely lose, then it's time for them to go take a break, go outside, go do something else. You're not supposed to just spam this game over and over and over again. So it's not pay to win. It's really not. And yeah, you can unlock new characters with diamonds, and you can probably set up teams better that way, but whatever, that's any game. Blacklight Retribution, Team Fortress 2, you can buy different things. I think what they could do is have a rent system, because that's what's really good about Team Fortress 2 is, hey, if you don't have an item, you go ahead and rent it, then you're on the same playing field as everyone else. So yeah, they might need a renting system or some way to demo out the different characters. I mean, I know they only have 2 abilities, but still, being able to demo it out is really cool. Also, apparently there is going to be PvP added into the game, like some sort of arenas. Somebody found out that there's actually a scoreboard coded into the game, so that has me super excited. This game is mechanically intensive, so woo! Can't wait for that. But anyways, as we were watching the gameplay, yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? Like, you admit it too. You can see this. It's pretty fantastic. Wow, like, it looks good, it plays good, and it's really difficult. A lot of the times you're going to see me simply kiting or just like spamming abilities, and because you really have to be safe. If you are stuck in the middle of a fight, and this really sucks too with a couple of boss fights, because you get hit from all sides, it can really suck because you can't just run away. You can't just spam spells. You just have to sometimes pray. Okay, luckily my team right now is pretty okay. Between I have the archer and then I have the plumber. I think these 2 characters are really good. Okay, I think these 2 are fantastic. The plumber is great at CC, and he's also a really good creative character, which is really freaking awesome. Creativity is a very important thing. Creativity helps you. It's just like defense, just like offense. Creativity is another stat. It helps you build things faster. Now, at first that seems, silly because all you do is build little signs or build cannons. It doesn't really save you or get you out of trouble. Well, no, actually, as you go through the game, having creativity will get you out of trouble. And it's actually, this boss fight requires a champion with high creativity. Sadly, the plumber, spoiler alert, the plumber does die. He does die, and I don't get him back at the end of the dungeon. So it was actually tragic, but luckily I did have another player come help me, and I think without that other player, I wouldn't have been able to beat this boss fight. It was really, really hard, actually. I mean, coming from, like, thinking that this was going to be a walk in the park. Now, I play Path of Exile. I got Magical Wizard Wars. I play Dota, League of Legends, all that. So I have the mechanical prowess that would go with this sort of genre. And still, I'm having difficulties with the game. I mean, it's fun. I like these different challenges. So sometimes there's different mobs, okay? There's different types of creatures. You see some guy on this specific video, he throws bombs, and then the bomb flashes in directions, in 4 directions. From those flashes, you have to discern where you need to move. So you see the 4 directions, you need to get out of those 4 directions, and of course, away from the bomb in general, and then the bomb explodes in those 4 directions. That's really cool. And then you also have these pistol people. I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but they have pistols, and they do a lot of damage per second, but they have a reloading time. So you need to take down those guys. You need to kill them instantly. And then, of course, you have the different versions of these guys. You have sort of like the elite, and then you have like boss level statuses. This is determined, or it's shown, or displayed by the little circle underneath the character. So if they have like a 1 ring, and it's like a little spiral kind of thing, then it's like a silver border on World of Warcraft. It's like elite. And then you have like a boss, and it has like this big giant saw blade looking circle underneath it. It just looks more menacing, and of course it has way more health and stuff like that. So yeah, there are different versions of creatures or monsters and mobs. And that's really interesting. That's really cool. So far, it seems like there is a lot of things that happen. Like, there's a lot of skill shots oriented with the mobs. So the monkeys throw bananas. Like I said, somebody throws bombs. And it's just really cool that trash mobs have a lot of skill shots that you need to dodge. Because you need to dodge them, because with enough trash mobs, they will destroy you. It's also really cool to see that some attacks, even melee attacks, actually are AoE if you aim in between people. Now, this is, I don't know if this is a little bit tactical, but okay, so I'm the police officer. If I just click on one enemy, he will only do damage to that one enemy. But if I shift click in between 2 enemies that are right next to each other, I will literally hit both of them. I'll actually hit both of them. So with the ranger, that's a little bit obvious. The ranger shoots 3 arrows. She can hit up to 3 targets. Okay, that's obvious. But it was really interesting to see that with the police officer, or just anybody melee, that can happen. Also, the different auto attacks. Auto attacks aren't just damage. Everybody's auto attack actually sort of is different. The plumber's actually does something different. I think it slows them slightly, or makes them attack slower. And then the police officers, it's a little bit of AoE-ish. I'm not sure if range attacks are actually AoE. So, I only know melee can hit multiple people, Or maybe that might just be the police officer. But, you know, I'm getting a little bit flustered. I think I have no idea what I'm talking about now. So, let me look at the gameplay. Yep. Still awesome. Still Lego minifigures. Okay, so I don't know what to say, guys. You guys need to play this game. This is the first dungeon. If you think this is a fun-looking dungeon, if it looks cool, then go ahead and play it. And yeah, actually, I was in a party with this person and a couple of these people that are joining me, but I left the party. So I think this dungeon is open world. I'm not sure because I went ahead of my party, and because you're not a member, you can't actually talk to people, and I couldn't really see my party logo or like where my party status was. So I'm a little bit confused about that. That might just be a beta thing. So I'm not even sure if this is open world dungeon or if it's a party dungeon, but either way, it was really cool to see other people in this dungeon. And having multiple people is necessary for sure. And it was really cool because you can play different roles. You can change your bricks up. And I actually just did a video on kind of how to build your bricks. But your bricks is very similar to the Shaper system and Dawngate. It's basically where you lay out different bricks and you allocate stat points, basically. It's their replacement for, like, the talent trees, I guess you would say. Also, you can level up different characters and choose different stats, too. So there's a separate tree for that, like, for each and every individual character. But anyway, so you can change your bricks and change your overall role. Even though you do have 3 characters, you can change your overall role for the game. So if I wanted to be basically like the tank or the supportish character, then I'll have a lot of creativity people. I'd have a lot of tank people, and I definitely set my page for tank and creativity. And if I want to just do damage, then I'm not even going to bother with tank. I'm just going to go all red bricks. I'm going to get all the damages, and I'm probably going to lean more towards champions that do damage. Now, the Cyclops does a lot of damage, but it's not... I don't know if I could say it's DPS, and it's also really hard to aim, and he's really slow, and he really sucks at creativity, which was really tragic for me during the boss fight, me trying to build stuff with the Cyclops. He did a lot of damage, but still, the only monsters that I could hit were really fast, so they moved out of my laser anyways. So yeah, there's a lot of leeway that you could have with the DPS champions. You might want to have a melee champion that's really mobile, like the Spartan, I believe. Or you might just want a tank, or like, you know, a tankish class, so you can go all offense while still being a little bit more tankish. I do believe that's what the person that, there was an archer in here, and she was actually tanking a ton, while at the same time dishing out all the damage, because the archer actually does more damage close range, because she shoots 3 arrows. If all 3 arrows hit somebody really close, that's just a ton of damage. So you can actually go tanky with the archer, and she has a lot of CC and support ability. So really, I think the archer is one of the more well-rounded people. She's the Forest Ranger, I believe that's what she's called. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of playability with how you build your role, how you build your different characters, and what you can do, for sure, absolutely. Definitely in PvE, and I cannot wait for PvP. I think for PvP, I have no idea how they'd make it fair, like if you can just use one character, but I really hope they keep the tri-character mechanic, or at least make it team-oriented. So I'm really super excited about that. I think this game has a ton of depth. Especially, yeah, it's hard, it's fun, mechanically it's difficult, and this dungeon just kind of proves it to me. Hopefully it proves it to you that this game is good, that this is a good game, and I'm really sick of seeing negative reviews about this game of first impressions, people going in and be like, oh, it's pay to win, and that's all they talk about? Are you kidding me? No, there's so much more to this game. All you did was go and, like, you probably died because the game is so it literally is difficult, and then you just, I don't know, you just try to run through. So it's pretty bad because I'm playing with some kids, right? Like, there's a lot of people playing this game. I'm playing with kids, and they're doing fantastic. Probably better than me because they're not just rushing out there expecting it to be a kid's game. They're just thinking, hey, it's a game. I need to try my hardest. So a lot of you reviewers, yeah, if you could just calm your tits. Thanks. Okay, so if League of Legos, that should be a thing, right? Anyways, this game, it feels good. It's great. I like this first dungeon, and hopefully you guys like the gameplay. I'm going to let it run on, and you guys can see the end. Thank you for watching. Please support by liking my videos and commenting. I really like comments, and I respond to pretty much every relevant one. Thank you very much. I'm Skyline Short, by the way, if you didn't know. I mean, this is my channel and stuff. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.